What's up, guys? Kevin Wagstaff here. Today, I'm going to go through the 8 most common mistakes that new home inspectors make and what you can do instead. If you don't know me, I'm one of the co-founders of Spectora. I've talked to hundreds of inspectors over the years, probably more than that, probably thousands. And I always ask them the same questions. I always ask them, hey, what have you tried? What worked well? What hasn't? And I put out an article last week, and I want to make sure to get it in front of everybody, especially new inspectors, to talk through these. All right. So one, I dropped my card off at offices. Most common thing I hear new inspectors do. This is not going to work. These will get thrown in the trash. Unfortunately, I know it's not what you want to hear, but that doesn't make a connection with who you're trying to get business from. That's just dipping your toe in the water. So assume agents are busy and assume that they're not going to look at a flyer or anything really you drop off without context. You got to have face-to-face connection. That's what we're doing even here over video. You don't give yourself that chance if you just drop off cards. So what to do instead: make an appointment, meet someone, stalk these agents online, and write personalized emails. Find a time to drop in where you can at least shake their hand. I'm guessing a lot of agents will at least give you 1 or 2 minutes of their time. So make sure to get that introduction, shake a hand when that's normalized again, and go from there. One thing you also want to do is get their business card when you meet them so you can follow up. Don't put the burden on them to follow up with you because you're trying to get business from them. So make sure you get their business card so then you are following up with value and content and ways to hook them. Number 2, realtors have their person already. I don't like this. It's lazy. It's giving up. It's assuming they're fully happy with the inspector they have. And 99% of the time, they are not. Trust me, I used to be an agent. I used to work in an office full of agents. They're not all happy with their guy. So assume that they're unhappy or there's things that could be done better. And that mentality and approach already puts you ahead of the game. So what to do instead of just giving up? Demonstrate some value. Can you send them an article? Can you do something with some goodwill involved, like doing a free pre-listing inspection for one of their sellers? Something to show them that you're going to add value to their life and make their life easier. Show them the repair request builder. Maybe their inspector doesn't use Spectora. That would be wonderful because then now you're showing them a tool that saves them time and gets them time back in their day every time they have an inspection. You know what else you can also do is find new real estate agents that don't have their guy already. That's an underrated source. There's so much turnover in the realtor space. So find the new agents that are going to be the rainmakers of tomorrow. And every office probably will let you do a training, even virtual or in person, for new agents. So that is a good way to get in front of new agents. So then you're on this journey together, growing your businesses. I'm in a small town and it's the good old boys network. This one's a little tougher. I get it. This is tough to break into in a small town. Have loyalty and history with these inspectors. So how do you accelerate that? How do you hack loyalty and building history? So what to do here is get that coffee meeting, find 5 minutes of their time and really ask them questions. Get them talking about themselves because that's how people feel closer to you and maybe feel like they can like and trust you and do business with you. Agents love talking about themselves too. So get those meetings, find some time to get in front of them, and then just ask questions. 2, ask them for advice. At one point, that agent probably was a new agent in town or new to the business. Ask them how to break into that. A lot of times that shows vulnerability and that gets them kind of on the same side as you to say like, hey, how would you go about doing this? And then be reliable. If you do get a meeting or you say you're going to do something, do it and be punctual. Send that follow-up exactly when you say you're going to. Be on time if you do get an in-person meeting or if you're a sponsor for an event. Do everything very first class and above board. That builds trust right away. And one way to break in is doing something completely over the top. I didn't put it in the article, but hey, have an event at the realtor's office and just bring over the top goodies or food or whatever you can dream up. Think of a way to just completely stand out to where they're just like, oh my God, this inspector is just so over the top. I have to think about him. Number 4, their inspector uses Spectora already. Perfect. They already get the value. So that's something you don't even have to go through. And then they're also open to a new way of doing things and they're modern and kind of tech savvy. So that's great. That's a great thing. All right. So here's what you do then. You talk to these agents and tell them all the reasons why you're different than other home inspectors, no matter what the software they use, because that's not the only thing that differentiates you. If you think it is, it's time to think back to your UVPs to think about what makes you unique and special and different. So really think about those things when you approach an agent that already has someone that uses Spectora, because there's so much more to you than just the report. It could be the way you communicate. It could be they could get a hold of you night and day. It could be your background in certain types of construction or certain types of technology or areas of the home. It could be that you promote your agents way more than other inspectors, where you're always on Instagram shouting them out. I see that a ton. It could be that you are just relentless in the way you improve communication with your clients and just taking it to the next level all the time. So that's where you insert whatever it is about you that makes you believe you're the best option. You have to believe you are the person they should be using. Number 5, COVID's made it tough to meet agents in person. I agree that everyone's facing that together, luckily. So it's like a level playing field, right? So I believe that you have to be fully prepared for a future where this continues, and that's online digital presence. So we're talking about that. And then you have to be prepared and ready to hit the streets as soon as offices open up and face-to-face becomes a thing again, which could be very soon. Well, the first part, what to do instead. Don't rely on face-to-face then. Up your social media game. Get in front of the video and talk, and get on YouTube and make small little videos and intros. Do anything you can to get more experience, feeling comfortable building a relationship face-to-face, just like we're doing right now. And I guarantee you it'll pay dividends. And then you won't be reliant on, if this continues for a year, where people don't get back to the offices. So then you can build a relationship with agents through a YouTube video, through an email newsletter, through social media. So start sharpening those skills. It's not too late, I promise you. This is just the beginning of social media in our industry and agents connecting with home inspectors through digital means. But here's a quick tip of how to get used to doing this. Start with 1-minute videos showcasing a feature of Spectora. Dead simple. Make a video, share your screen, talk through the repair request builder, talk through aspects of your report that are more detailed than others, your categories, your item ratings, whatever it is. Make 1-minute little videos. You can make a couple of them. That'll warm you up a little bit because you're talking about something that you know about. And whenever someone talks about something they're an expert in or know about, you're going to be more comfortable. So use that to get started. And then of course you should be following every single agent in your area on social media, Facebook, Instagram. All right, next is, I'm on social media. This company does my Facebook posting. Not a fan of this. I believe social media needs to be authentic, and it needs to be authentic. It has to come from the person that's actually in the business that's doing it every day. So these things are not going to hit with your followers or people that are interested in your page if it's not coming from who's living it every day. So think about that. And not to mention, agencies or companies tend to not have as creative of posts or be as real when they post. It tends to be more salesy or more promotional as opposed to entertainment and relatability. And that's the point of social media, is to entertain and relate to people. And then they use you when they need the service down the road. Another point is that most people are not seeing your Facebook posts because Facebook makes billions of dollars off ads, and they're incentivized to make you want to run ads. So I think you need to realize you could have hundreds or thousands of followers on your Facebook page. Those people are not going to see a lot of your posts because Facebook suppresses that. They actually don't show your post to a lot of your users because they want you to pay for ads. So just know that could be money that's probably better spent elsewhere. So here's what to do instead. Start with 5 minutes a week, put it on your calendar, and post something that's very authentic and exciting to you, and mix it up. I understand if you know homes and that's your comfort zone, you got to post about that, but not all the time, because a lot of people don't necessarily want to hear about that. You need to post about more of who you are and kind of sharing your why behind what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. So talk about how you help people through home ownership, how you love building relationships with agents. And if you don't love those things, find something that you do love about being an entrepreneur even. That's something I think we all share, right? So talk more about that stuff and less of the, hey, need a home inspection, call us, we do XYZ. I don't think anyone cares about that for the most part. Next common mistake is, I'm on Instagram. I like everything that agents put out, but it's not resulting in relationships or jobs. So I'm gonna equate this to something fun I thought up of going to a party with a friend. So say you go to a party with a friend and you walk up to a group of people. So they're friends with your friend and you're standing in a circle, right? I know it's hard to think about parties, but just play with me here. And everyone's talking, saying things, and you're just sitting there smiling and nodding, not saying anything, not contributing to the conversation. You're just gently agreeing. No one's probably going to remember you or think you have anything to offer if you're just silently nodding. That's what liking posts over and over does, as opposed to contributing to the conversation, saying something funny every once in a while, adding informational, tidbits to the conversation, talking about maybe your life experiences. Now everyone in that circle of friends kind of remembers you, and they have details and they have context. They're probably going to want to hang out with you more if they know a little bit about you, right? So that you have to treat social media just like that scenario where you're at a group at a dinner party and you're talking and engaging with people, because it falls flat when people think you can just walk up to a group and just nod and silently agree. That's what liking is. So engage, always write comments, always try to add something to the conversation. This does get easier the more you do it, I can tell you from experience. So get in there and really be present with every conversation when you look at it and what you can add. Again, another 5 minute a week thing. Start small, and then you get momentum as you do this more. The last mistake is my website's not getting any traffic. You guys built it. What's wrong? So this is a big misperception with SEO, is that you build a website and then it just gets traffic and it just shows up at the top of Google search results. That's not the case anymore. You can't cheat Google or cheat the system anymore. This takes at least 6, 9, 12 months of hard SEO work, which is search engine optimization, very specialized form of digital marketing. And that takes months and months, maybe years of work to rank first on Google. So just being a brand new website, Google knows nothing about you or your business. You need to be focusing on Google reviews. So I'm telling you, not even worry about SEO from the start, because you need to build up your reviews and your credibility, and it takes time. Google basically puts you in a sandbox for 3 to 6 months. So it's really hard to move the needle on money spent on like writing blog content, optimizing your website. So it's kind of counterintuitive, but like, I don't even think this should be on your radar. You should be getting reviews and building agent relationships like these other things we talked about. Guys, so this might be hard to hear, but this is just the truth and the things I've heard over the years. So think about how you can level up and avoid these common mistakes and try to do these things that we list instead. So I'm going to put a link to the article in the description, but really read through this and internalize it and think of how you can go to the next level and kind of outdo the norm, because I think the lazy norm is what most companies do and they fall out of the business. So we want you to be thinking of how you can 10x anything that anyone else is doing. And this is a good start here with some of these tips. So let me know in the comments, guys, if this was helpful. And if I missed anything, if I missed any common mistakes that you're hearing or seeing out there, let me know and I might do a follow-up. Thanks. And if you've made it this far, I suck at saying like the video and subscribe, but I'm going to be putting out tons more of content on YouTube, specifically YouTube and Instagram. So follow us on Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you'll get this stuff directly, so you don't miss anything.